show them. Heart full of blues out in the dirt. Down in the dirt.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Ron, and of course, this is my lovely wife, Melissa. Based on the positive feedback that I received last time, I'll try to keep this video short and under 3 minutes once again. Seems many of you like that format, so that's what we're gonna do. So let's get right into it. So the other day, the wife and I were out riding. She's on her mountain bike, and I'm on the OneWheel XR Plus. If you're not familiar with that board, it's a little video clip. We're out enjoying the weather, and I wanted to be a little more creative and do something a little different with the Mavic Air. So what better way to capture the Raritan River, that's the river near where I live, than to wade partially way into it and capture some of the scenery that way. She's thinking the whole drone is going in the water, the remote controller is going in the water.
It just takes 2 seconds and that's it.
iPhone and her husband are all going in the water, but it all went pretty well, I would say. That's the footage that you saw in the beginning of this video, but I thought it would just make for an interesting clip just to get, like I said, a little more creative of a shot. And if you fly your drones a lot, you notice that you really can't get a good line of sight sitting on embankments when the river's running, you know, parallel to where you're standing. So what better way to see the entire river than to get right smack in the middle of it? This is also the same location that Melissa had shot an eagle the other day. So there was a potential of seeing an eagle in this shot as well, which was,
right.
I was kind of hoping I might see one coming down the river at the same time too.
Can I just say something, and you can cut this out if you want, but when he gets a vision in his head, I don't like it, just he's got to do it. So, you know, like that was crazy, but I knew he was going to do it because he won't stop talking about it till he does it. So I'm thinking now I got to go on this trip with him because in case he falls, or I got to call 911 because you had that in your head. So yeah. Drone people are a little like, yeah, they get a shot in their head and then they have to go for it. I find that's a lot of drone people.
A lot of drone people?
Well, you know.
So if you're
that fly drones.
If you're like me, you know, you get an idea or concept in your head that you want to get, and I had this idea standing in the middle of the river, put the pickup here you can see, and I just thought it'd be a cool shot. I thought it came out pretty good, something a little different. But like I said, I had to wade into the middle of the water to get the shot. And there was a couple little turtles floating around when I got in. You could see some little turtles and fish and whatnot floating around.
Probably eels or some crap.
The biggest obstacle, honestly, was a lot of slippery rocks on the embankment coming down right as you're getting into the river. Once I was in there and 2 or 3 feet in, I was fine, but there was a lot of obstacles and branches right as I was getting into the water. So my biggest fear was dropping the controller, my phone, the Mavics into the water, and then that was game over. So what I did was actually launch the Mavic Air first, so that was free and clear from the edge of the embankment. Now I only have to worry about my phone and the controller. What I probably didn't fully think through was, well, if the controller goes in the water, how am I gonna get the drone? But I guess if the battery runs out and I set the home point, eventually it's gotta land.
And how you getting back up the hill that you went down,
yeah, so
all that stuff.
Yeah, so anyway, I thought this was a cool little video. I thought you guys might appreciate the behind the scenes or what it took to get the shot. It was a little more involved because of the way this river is a big embankment to get into the river. Oh, and I also wanted to mention I have been brushing up on my FPV skills. I've got 2 Rotor Riot HD1s sitting, as you probably saw in many previous videos, behind me here, and I've been reluctant to take these out because I need more practice in the flight simulator before I crash yet another one. So I'm doing some pre-checks, checked some of these propellers, noticed they were on backwards, checked all the specs, charging
Took the dust off of it.
Blew the dust off it, you know, charging some batteries, that's a whole task in itself. And then I also ordered, so I can get these are like more of a higher end model. I also ordered a FPV Beta 95X. I'll put a screenshot up here, which is more gonna be like a playing around drone, FPV drone for me, so I can really get my feet wet. You know, I've been honest, and my wife will tell you, I've been scared to death to take these back up again because I'm afraid of crashing them because
Encourage him. Do it.
Because the first few flights were just a total crash and burn. Very little flight time in the air, and ever since then I'm just thinking, you know, it's a really difficult hobby to pick up on, and there's lots to learn, but I'll get there. I'm just a little reluctant to have to rebuild these things over and over. It's very time consuming. So if you're thinking about getting in the FPV hobby, just, you know, I know there's a lot of guys out there doing it and doing it well. Mike from DroneSupremacy, he's killing it. Thanks for the motivation. He's keeping me going, and some other guys as well. But my wife will tell you, you know, it's slow going with this FPV stuff. And that's really it for this video. If you got any value out of it, don't forget to give a big thumbs up. It's always appreciated. Hope you enjoyed the little cameo from the wife, Melissa. And don't forget to like, subscribe, ring that bell for future video notifications. So until next time, take care, happy flying, and remember, 2020, we still got this.